on, everybody?
What's up, motherfuckers? Sorry.
I actually don't know what's going on.
I don't either, man. It's been a weird day.
That's stroke-tastic.
Oh, no. No, it's not. Nothing is stroke-tastic. The fuck is wrong with you?
It's just the loopiness. And the fact that that's something I can picture my dad saying, being he's had like 9 strokes, I think.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah, he tries to make humor out of everything.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. It's a deflection method, though. That's not really wanting to deal with... You know, that's not here nor there. So, hey, guys, we're back for another episode. It's been a minute. But,
only a small minute.
Yeah, we've been trying to get a little bit more content out for you guys, but we have to do a lot of research. We've got a lot of like viewer topics,
and this one is also brought on as a listener topic. Yeah, partial.
Because he brought up an idea for the podcast, but it vaguely relates to today's topic. But we're gonna try to like squeeze it in there as well. So, Mr. Narrator, would you care to say what today's topic is?
So, it is about the URFA Man, which is an ancient human-shaped statue that was found in excavations near URFA.
Do you think he was a part of URFA Wind and Fire?
Possibly. But they're saying that this is dated to 9000 BC in the period of pre-pottery Neolithic, and it's considered to be the oldest naturalistic life-size sculpture of a human. But the thing that brings us to this for the topic is because it has dark black eyes.
So what you're saying is that statue, which I saw a picture of, and that shit looks creepy.
Yeah.
Was the first like human-sized statue?
Yeah, that was found, and it had eyes of black obsidian and hands clasped in front, covering, oddly enough, technically where the genitals would be if it had any.
Yeah.
But the thing we're trying to figure out does that mean that maybe it could be correlated with black-eyed children? And if so, could it mean that, you know, in 9000 BC there were sightings of black-eyed children?
Yeah. So with the whole thing with the URFA Man, how crazy would it be if that's like the fucking beacon for the black-eyed children? That, like, I want to know when it was discovered. So if it was discovered around the same time, that shit would be crazy.
The thing that sucks is it is extremely hard to find anything really kind of with ideas as to what it is, why the statue was made, what it's supposed to be representing. Like, is it supposed to be representing a god, a king, a pharaoh, you know, whatever would have been a leader back in that day? Or is it a representation of something that they saw that maybe they thought was a god, but turns out
so
it wasn't?
So is that your ongoing theory? Is that they probably saw a black-eyed child and they're like, you know what, let me sculpt this creepy shit out real quick.
That or, that thing must be a god. It's not normal. Its eyes are black. It's very pale. I mean, even the stone, you know, that it's carved out of is kind of, well, depending on the light, because in one light it looks like a very light tan, in another light it looks like white. A light gray. Yeah,
I saw that. I was just kind of like looking at some of the pictures from it. It's kind of you get kind of like an unsettling kind of like vibe from it.
Oh yeah,
because it looks like a face, but it looks like weird.
Yeah, that's very, very true. I don't know, just something's off.
Yeah.
On that statue, that figure, whatever it is, with the supposed to be necklace V that it has on it too.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't like how the hands are like clasped in front of it. I was like, I feel like that's what makes it seem like more unsettling to me.
Yeah.
Because usually you see statues, like, they never make them with arms or they make them off to the side.
Right.
This was kind of just like fingers interlocked, kind of like in front, which makes it very weird and unsettling.
Well, and if you look, that's where you can see it is covering the area that would be its genitals.
Yeah.
Which is unsettling. But then if you do research into black-eyed children, most of what I've found only dates claims of them from back in the 80s, is kind of when they were discovered.
Yeah. And the URFA Man was kind of, I guess it was created at like 9,000 BC.
Yeah.
And it was like in eastern Turkey, like around there.
Yeah, the place, I don't want to try and pronounce it because I have no idea.
You're going to butcher it?
Yeah, I have no idea how it's pronounced. But the spelling is BALIKLIGOL.
Yeah, that's
its geographical area is Upper Mesopotamia, which is interesting.
Yeah, and the whole thing is the eyes, dude. Like when you see like statues of like eyes, they'll just do like a small like kind of indenture. This they made like actual holes for the eyes, where they have like parts of like segments of like black obsidian stone.
Yeah,
so I mean, it's weird, dude.
And then again, if you think about it, you know, it's pale with dark eyes. Yeah. Black-eyed children are supposed to be pale with black eyes. I mean, I don't know if you ever saw, there was a video on YouTube of some guy. I don't remember what state he lived in. I think it was Pacific Northwest, but I'm not positive. But he had put out cameras on his porch because he kept hearing knocking. And one of the times you see this kid come up to the door, looks like a teen, you know, maybe 11, 12, or sorry, in between 12 to 13, so preteen, teen.
Yeah.
And when it looks in, from the looks of what you can see, it looks like it is solid black eyes. And it visited multiple times.
There's a fucking video, actually, that I just saw on TikTok while I was doing some of the research for this episode.
Yeah.
That, these two dudes, they're like, it's nighttime, and they're like chilling in a parking lot. And there's a fence that has like kind of like an open field and like a building like off to the back.
Yeah.
And they're like, what the fuck is that? And they like move their camera and there's like the outline of like a child hiding in the field. Like he's just standing in the field looking at them. And they cut to another video on the same night where they're in a different parking lot. But same thing. There's like a building, but it's not as far. It's maybe like 20, 30 feet from them. Mm-hmm. And same thing, the child's outline, and the dude's like recording. He's like, "What the fuck?" And then he switches the camera to so it's showing his face and then his friends. He's like, "Do you see that?" He's like, "Yeah." And then the friend points, and he switches the camera back, and then the fucking figure's gone. But it's like a little kid just standing out, and it's like nighttime.
Very, very odd. I don't know. I've never been, I don't know if you want to say lucky enough or
unlucky
enough to see one. Yeah. But there was another video of someone driving home. I can't remember if it was the same guy or not, but they were driving home through a forested area.
Yeah.
And they get out because they see some weird shit and like hear something, and they get out. And they don't notice it on video at the time, but when they're panning, it cuts into like the darkness of kind of like a small ditch style thing off to the side of the road.
Yeah.
And it's of course covered in grass, but when he pans over, you see the face of a child, and same thing, just solid black eyes.
Dude, that's fucking creepy. I was like reading about it, and apparently they go by like vampire rules where they have to be invited into wherever they're asking to come in. Because there's been reportings of them like at people's houses, like on their porches, like asking for help. And then they've been like, if you're alone in a parking lot, same shit happens where you're in your car, that they try to like get into your car, but they have to like, you have to be invited in. So with shit like that, when you keep saying no and denying them, that they start getting more aggressive about it. They're like, you have to let me in. And then if you eventually do let them in, the people go missing.
So that begs the question of a couple, I guess you could say, theories. Are one, could they be an example of, I guess, say, real-life vampires? As odd as it is to say.
Yeah, I don't
could
think
they
that
be... Here's another thing to think about. When you think of Alien, what do you think of?
gray skin, black eyes. Oh my god, I know. Jesus, that's fucking...
Could they be extraterrestrials?
Maybe. It's like shitty wigs. Rocking one of them Three Stooges wigs.
Right. But you think about it, most people... Yes, a lot of people go, oh, it's a little green man. But 9 times out of 10, people that say they were actually abducted and stuff like that, it's always gray with black eyes.
Yeah.
Granted, they don't have big heads, but if they're trying to be something that's more easy for us to understand or see or not be, I guess you could say, frightened of.
Kids, yeah.
What better?
Ask me what I think they are. Ask me. You already know what I'm going to say.
What do you think they are?
They're goddamn demons.
Yeah, I figured you would.
I'm telling you, that's my personal stance on anything that's a child. It is never a child. Because if you think about it, if it's supposed to be like a ghost of a child, I don't think most children have unfinished business. I don't think they hang around as much. But like whenever you hear like, oh, it came as a child, like, no, it was a demon.
Well, I don't think...
Gotcha, sucker. But I don't think that this specifically is a demon, because this seems to have to follow a set of rules, whereas demons are more like free for all. Just fucking balls to the wall.
Well, I mean, the reason I don't think it's a demon is, again, yes, 9 times out of 10, when there's something child involved in the paranormal, it's not good. But there are a few spirits out there that, I don't know if it's their soul, their mind, whatever, their consciousness that's left their body, whatever you want to consider it, has realized that they're gone.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've seen something where they went, investigated a place, and it just kept playing with toys. They would ask it a question, it would answer, but it didn't really care. It was just content playing with the toys that were brought for it.
Yeah.
So
next investigation, when they said it's a kid who would bring you a skateboard and do a kickflip if you're here.
Yeah, I don't think that would happen. Maybe rolling or flying into someone, but
no, it's gonna either do a pop shove or a kickflip. That's the only way I'm gonna believe it's there. But I don't know, because usually I tend to lean more towards demon. But like I said, this has a specific set of rules that it has to follow.
Yeah,
like, it just can't fucking go in your car.
Which, I mean, that's the only rule that we know of, is it can't go in unless it's invited. And that's where everybody says, if you see them, do not let them in.
Let me ask you a question. So say you and your wife and your kids are just chilling here one night, just watching TV as a family. You just like watching like your favorite Adam Sandler movie with the family.
Right,
just chilling.
right.
Then you hear your doorbell ring. Like 3 little kids, it's like little pale kids, like looking down. They're like, "We can't find our mom. Can you help us?" Your first instinct isn't gonna think black-eyed children. Your first instinct as a father yourself, you're gonna be like, "Oh, well, these kids need help. We need to help them." So by the time you reach for the door, it's already too late. The fucking thought pops in the back of your head. Black-eyed children. You think your mind's going to have enough time to process black-eyed children before you think, oh, this child's in trouble, they need help.
So if there's a kid or kids out at night, knocking on my door, you know me, I only ever open one door and talk through the other one.
Yeah, but
if I see kids, I'm going to ask for addresses for where they live, if they're from around here.
Sob story, dude. They're just like, we don't know where our mom is. We were out playing, and we got lost, and we don't know where she is, and we don't know where our house is.
I would honestly just tell them to wait there and call 911, because as sad as it is, one, if I can't see your face to identify you, kid or not, you're not getting in this house.
Or like they look up, but say you don't have enough light to like illuminate them. They're just kind of standing there like a little bit in the light, but dark, but you can't really see their faces.
I still wouldn't let them in.
See, being Mexican, I hate saying it, but being Mexican, my mind is always like, this is a fucking setup. This is suspicious shit. I hate to say it, but I don't think I would open the door for those kids.
No, like I said, I mean, I would either grab my flashlight, turn on the porch light, look through the camera. In this day and age, I don't trust people, even kids.
No, I was like, that's a setup. If I open the door, I'm going to there's probably somebody waiting around the corner to fucking, as soon as I open the door. Like, we've seen those videos, like the fucking, like the camera ones where they're like, oh, well, we have your food for you, or I need help. And then you'll see that they don't open the door. And you'll see that a guy was hiding in the corner with the gun, and then he just fucking,
or the one that
away.
did open, the adult selling candy. She opened the door, bought some, and as soon as he went to move, 4 armed guys ran in. He went around the corner, put on a mask, and joined them. That's why you don't trust anybody, but especially something, because we can't say, even with research, which I would like to delve more into, so there will probably be a second, in-depth Black-Eyed Child episode coming, but trying to dig into what these things are.
Yeah.
Being technically no one that has let them in has ever come forward and said, oh no, it's not real, or this is what happened. Like, people disappear all the time.
Yeah.
We don't know what the reasons are.
That's the scariest thing. Imagine disappearing straight out of your own fucking house.
And it's like, do you die? Do you become one of them?
Nobody knows.
Do you have to take care of them? Like, what the fuck happens?
You have to raise them to the age of 18.
Well, no, I could picture it being like you're stuck with them forever.
That'd fucking suck, dude. Only you can see them.
So it's like, what do you do at that point? Like, it's something that is almost like aliens in the sense of we don't know shit about them other than the slight, few clips you might see on YouTube or hear about, but to authenticate what you're seeing, that's the even harder part. Because, seeing like the one you were talking about earlier, seeing a silhouette is very creepy and very interesting, but is that a black-eyed?
Them is the thing.
And is that something of a black-eyed child, or is it something of, along the lines of more paranormal? Are they maybe haunted by something? Could that be the demon that you're speaking of that's just showing up in child form? Maybe,
because that kid's head was way too round is what I'm saying.
It's just one of those things you never really know. Like these things, whatever you want to call them, don't really have
an honor code,
much history explained on them. Like I'm going to, do as much research or extra research as I can, but I don't foresee us finding.
That's the thing, though. There really isn't much. That's the only information you can find is like repetitive information, like just the basic rule of don't let them in. Or like they appear at this point, or they do this. They get persistent, they get angry, but don't let them in. That's all there really is to it. There's not like a lot more research into it. There's not like stories you can fucking read unless they're like creepypastas, but then those aren't real.
Yeah, well, they do say that some creepypastas, they're either based off of So there was a postings written by a Texas reporter, Brian Bethel, on a ghost-related mailing list related to 2 alleged encounters with black-eyed kids.
Huh.
A couple were in Abilene, Texas in 1996, and they're saying that someone else in Portland, Oregon also had a sighting. And again, that's pulling from wikis and everything else. Like, typically, when you type in anything on black-eyed children, it's the same thing. It's the Wikipedia page, a YouTube video, and then black-eyed children, don't let them in.
Let me ask you this, though. Say that, like, your wife, she's like, oh, well, me and the kiddos are going to go to the store real quick. We're going to knock so you can open the door for us. Say that you got to knock at the door, like, not even, like, minutes after your wife has left. And it's your kid standing outside. Like, Dad, open the door, let us in. But, like, you look at them carefully and then you notice something's a little off about them, but you can't place it.
I wouldn't let them in. Because if Mom's not right there, I know it's not them. Because she won't be far behind.
Well,
Plus,
like, Mom's in the garage, like, she's grabbing the rest of the stuff.
That's the thing. I can hear it open and close from in here, even with the TV on.
Shit.
So if I heard that
so
close,
terrifying.
I would honestly love to encounter one, not to let it in, but to try and see if it would answer questions.
Huh. What would you do at that point, though? Would you call your wife and be like, don't come home?
I would probably send a text saying, hey, stay out.
Stay out of parking lots. Stay with the kids.
I will explain later. And at that point, I know
that wouldn't work.
Why?
Your wife's Mexican, dog. She'd be so fucking worried she'd come straight home.
Oh, no, if I would make sure she'd know. So I would send like, hey, there's something interesting going on. Let me figure it out. I will explain. Just stay out, stay in the car, do not get out.
She would try to access the cameras at that point to see what's going on.
Which is fine.
Dude, she would lose her shit. She'd be fucking terrified.
But I wouldn't let it in, but I would be interested to see, would it answer questions? Would it, because they do talk, they ask for help, they ask if they can come in. Sometimes they don't even ask for help.
I think is, would you want those answers, though? Because we don't know what they are. Like, what if it's like an extra spatial fucking entity?
I would be fine with that. I'm not one to have that whole freak out theory.
I would put the black-eyed children in the same fucking category as I would the Shadow Man, as we don't know what exactly it is.
No.
Because people say, oh, it's a demon, it's a ghost. I don't think it is, though.
No, I don't think it's paranormal at all.
If you read on the Shadow Man a little bit more, a lot of the theories are that it comes from a different dimension. That's why whenever you see it, you see like at a corner, like you'll see like at the corner of your eye, or you'll see it like near the intersections of a wall.
Yeah.
I was like, what if it comes from the same thing? What if there's like a different dimension full of like random shit that we don't know exactly what it is? Like fucking maybe like Slender Man. We don't know what the fuck that is. We've heard theories about that. It's just like so many people brought it into like consciousness by thinking about it.
Yeah, it's not a tulpa. It's something similar.
Huh?
It's not a tulpa like we were saying.
No, it has a different name.
Yeah, it's something similar.
But just like shit like that, like it's just stuff that's been around, and then we're like, oh, like you brought it into existence by thinking about it. Like, no, what if just nobody fucking knew about it, and then everybody started knowing about it?
I don't know, man. It's that statue brings in a lot of wonders because typically it's just carved of stone or,
yeah,
you know, like you said, small indents with typically a different style of jewel.
Yeah, or maybe not even like a jewel or anything. It's just like a small indent where they rounded the stone to make an eye. But no, this they carved out and then they put 2 black stones into its eyes.
We'll be back after a quick break.
Are you a huge cunt?
Us too. Wait, can we even say cunt?
Of course! It's empowering these days. Cunt, 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 cunt. I'm Ange Ballastone, aka the drag queen, That Girl Gina.
And I'm Mike Fales, just a normal gay guy, I guess?
And we're the hosts of The Big Cunty Couch.
A gorgeous new talk show podcast where we invite queers and peers to sit, bitch, and be fierce on a huge-ass couch.
While we gab about all things gay.
So come get cozy.
And cunty.
With us. We're panned for platforms, so find us anywhere online and get listening, sweetie.
Or watching.
Or both.
Otherwise, why the hell am I in full drag?
And we'll see you on the big... Oh, wait. I thought we were going to say that together.
No. On the Big Cunty Couch. Mwah.
Again, I think there's some sort of correlation there.
And so we smash the statue, see what happens.
Even, I mean, you could if it's...
No, we couldn't, dude. We'd go to jail for that shit.
Well, yeah, of course, but I mean, I just think it was based off something that was seen with a similar look.
Yeah, it has to be something else. There's got to be something going on with it. It's not just going to be a statue there that they fucking put black stones in its eyes for no fucking reason.
Like I said, I'd still love to have a chance to see one of these things and ask it questions and try and get answers.
I would
even if I had to promise I could only share so much, but not the rest, I would still be fine because I love finding out about mysterious shit like that, about paranormal, about horror, about...
What if it didn't talk to you?
Then I would just tell it can't come in and shut the first door.
What if it tells you, like, it'll tell you everything you want to know, like any fucking questions you have, it'll answer it, but you gotta let it in?
Then I would say, I'm sorry, I'm not willing to... I would get more in depth than that. I would say, look, anyone that's ever talked about seeing you guys has disappeared. I feel bad for whatever you are, but I have kids of my own, and I'm not willing to leave them for answers.
How fucking terrifying would it be if it's trying to pry your kids into fucking opening like a window or a door and letting them in?
Oh, they know. They know at most they can open the door.
With like childlike innocence, I think if it comes as a kid and be like, I'm scared, please let me in so I can talk to your mommy and your daddy so they can help me. I know at least one of your kids would slip up and probably open up a window.
After some of the kidnapping videos I've showed them, I don't think so.
I don't know, man. I think one of them would be super innocent and they'd be like, oh, well, here, mommy, look, my new friend. And then at that point, it'd be too fucking late.
Yeah, no, they would never be. Typically, the only time I have them open the door is if we know an Amazon package is coming or we know groceries are here and we just want to see if they're done unloading. But typically...
I don't know, dude, because when I was babysitting, your mom had stopped by and she just rang the doorbell and one of them ran to the door to open it. I was like, what are you doing? Like, oh, I was going to see who was at the door. I was like, no. It's like, if I tell you to check the door, then you check the door. Like, don't go randomly opening the door. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, like I said, I don't want to say trained, but yeah,
like I said, they like ran to the door to try to open it. And I was like, what are you doing? It's like, oh, well, the doorbell rang. I was like, do you know who's at the door? They're like, no. I was like, well, then don't open the door. I'll open the door here. They're like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
luckily it was your mom, but...
Yeah, it's because they're used to, like, there's times where I might be in the bathroom, she might be cooking, the doorbell will go off, so they'll go open the door. They know to open the main door, but never the second door, never the wrought iron door.
My thing would be because your kids are very smart. They are very smart. But if something's trying to trick you to let them in, I don't know, man. I think it'd just be best to keep them away from the door and just be like, I don't even know what to do in that situation. Like, if we open, like, hey, there's a kid outside with no eyes and he wants to be let inside. I'd be like, What'd you just say?
I'd immediately go to the door and push them away.
Yeah, I'd be like, get away from the door. All of you guys sit right here in the living room. Because I would want to be able to see all of the kids. I don't want them like, can we play in the room? Can we? Like, oh, you mean the windows in the room? Like, no. Like, I know that they have bars, but all you really need is like, oh yeah, you can come in. All they need is confirmation. They don't need a way in. They just need to be let in. Which is like, if you open a window, can they come in? Or does it have to be like through a door?
Well, their windows don't open unless we get them ready. There's like 3 different locking mechanisms on their windows that we have in place.
But you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, here's an open door, come in. It's just like, oh, go ahead. And then they just find a way in, like through a vent, through a fucking hole in your wall or something.
It's hard to say, man. It really is. It's a topic that is somewhat endless just because of the lack of knowledge and info we have.
You can fucking go on and on and on, but it's just speculation at this point. We don't have like solid evidence or any fucking like real information on what's going on because like we said, it's kind of newer. It's what came out like in the 80s is like the first couple of sightings.
Yeah.
But on top of that is like the 80s are like what? A couple years. But yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But there's not really any information. I keep hearing random noises and it's freaking me out because we're doing this
it's
at night.
The dishwasher.
Yeah, it's either that or I heard your cat earlier. I don't know where he's at.
Who knows? He's being a turd.
Yeah, but that's why I hate doing these at night because like you get really into the fucking topic and you get like a little jumpy. And I was like, damn, dude, I gotta go to sleep right now, dude. I'm gonna fucking have nightmares about this shit. I have nightmares about fucking karate kicking fucking kids with no eyes.
Right.
Yeah. Let me in. Karate chop.
Well, I mean, let us know what you guys think they are. Do you think they're aliens, ghosts, demons, something else entirely?
Yeah. Just want to do a quick shout out to this week's viewer, Echo, for suggesting the URFA Man.
Yes, much appreciated.
Yeah, we got a whole fucking episode out of the topic, so thank you. If you guys want to hear one of your topics, just go ahead and descriptions in the link wherever you're watching this.
You mean links in the description?
That's what I meant. Sorry. As I said, we're doing this at night, and I'm trying to focus on not crying because of these fucking little demon children. Dude, if I go to the bathroom now when your kids pop out, I'm sorry. I'm going to fucking karate chop them.
Nah, they should be out right now.
Kia. There's been a couple times, dude, after I watched that, that Resident Evil movie? Not the Resident Evil, the new Evil Dead.
Yeah.
I was like freaking out. Like I was like thinking about it because I had gone to see it, and then I came back here at night.
Yeah.
And I would use the bathroom. I think it was your oldest daughter was like standing on the side. So when I opened the door, she came off to the side. I was like, dude, I almost punched your daughter. Yeah.
It's bound to happen.
That's why I don't read books.
Right.
But yeah, thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you next time.